I'm ready.
Welcome to BC Procast episode 77. We are here today to talk to you. So please like, subscribe, follow along. So the other day, that was weird. Was that like weird?
No, I don't think that was
Transition?
weird.
Oh.
I thought
I
that you
made
got
it
to the
weird.
point.
I made it weird.
The monetization, what's the word? Where people retention.
Monotone?
The retention was amazing right there.
Oh, then we just lost people. No, okay.
Just keep going.
So the other day, me and Kenzie, we went to taste test like our cake,
Yeah.
and like we wasted the lady's time.
What do you mean wasted her
Like
time?
fully just wasted. Like we emailed her to set up this. We rescheduled with her, like, and we had back and forth conversations about like flavors and stuff. We get there, we sit down, and they bring out 4 pieces of cake. By the way, this place is spectacular, so good. Like, and I went in there hungry, and I was making a joke to Kenzie. I'm like, well, first of all, I was like, do you think anyone's ever like finished all 4? Because they're not like small pieces. And I'm like, dude, if me and Kaden were like getting married or something, and we came and tested out a place, we would,
Dude.
they would be gone. Like she'd come back and be like, oh,
I'm so sorry. We actually need a little bit more of the blueberry one.
please. No, like alone, if I like didn't have like any like caution or like, I could have finished it.
Yeah.
And like with me and you, so we had one big carrot cake, dude, super good.
Okay.
Like buttermilk frosting, and then cream cheese frosting. I believe that's a frosting, and then the carrot. Good. Then we had red velvet,
Yeah.
which is it's just like red velvet. It's really good. Buttercream and cream cheese. And then we had chocolate, I guess you called it. So it's like chocolate cake, chocolate mousse, and then like chocolate ganache.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Okay.
Amazing. And then there was a classic cheesecake.
And this is not for your guests, or these are for your guests.
This is for
you. Okay.
us. So then there's the classic cheesecake, which is the chocolate ganache with the raspberry filling with the cheesecake and then the chocolate cake on the bottom. Dude, it's spectacular. So we sit down, we get the 4, and coming into this, we know we're just going to be getting like just the we know we're getting the classic cheesecake. Now we wanted to try out different things just in case, but we know we're getting the classic cheesecake. And by the way, this is just for us. So when we're getting this wedding cake is literally just for me and Kenzie. We have desserts for everyone else, but we're not doing like the multiple tier things like that. And at the start of a conversation, she goes, yeah, so when we're doing this, these are some examples, and in the back there's like examples of 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, whatever.
Like sections?
Tier cakes.
Okay.
She's like, oh, I get 2-tier cake that serves this many people, and she goes, go on. And we're like, kind of looking at each other, because we're just going to get like an individual, like one tier, which is just a cake. And so we're there, and we start eating. We're just down in it. We're having fun. We're recording stuff, and like we're like living up, like we're having a blast.
Yeah.
Like it's so much fun. We're making jokes. We're eating a bunch of cake. She always would like, I would go to like take a bite of one. I'd put my fork in, then she would like grab a fork of my, and like there's a whole cake. I'm like, go on the other side, or like we would mess around with each other. And at the end, she comes, sits down, the lady, super, super nice, professional. She goes, yeah, so what are you guys thinking? And out of nowhere, Kenzie goes, oh, no, not out of nowhere. But she goes, are you thinking like 2 cake? Or are you thinking like individual, 3? Like, what are you guys thinking? And Kenzie goes, individual. And I'm like, we gotta like slow it down. And she goes, oh, okay. And then like, which one are you thinking? We're like, oh, like the class. She goes, oh, okay. And she flips over the paper. And she goes, yeah, just come in and get the retail one the week of. And so that means like how a normal person would come in and order a cake.
Yeah.
We got to do. Like there's no reason. Like obviously I'm making fun of the situation. We actually were taste testing and see what we would like.
Yeah.
But we did know that we wanted the classic. And she goes, just flips it over. She goes, all right, yeah, just ask for a 6-inch, classic cheesecake with this, and this is how you do your toppings. If you don't do that, then I have to charge you per slice, which is like double the amount. But yeah, just come in and pay this simple fee for a retail one. And I'm like, oh. And so afterwards, we left, and we're like, do you think she's talking trash about us right now? Because literally, like, we rescheduled it multiple times. We picked up this, did that, all this stuff, come in to choose, like, the regular cheesecake.
Yeah.
Which literally is just in the other room. You can come up to them and be like, can I get one of those?
Yeah.
And then I messed up. She's like, why'd you say this, Brayden? Because I'm like, oh yeah, our cousin had this like a long time ago. I said our cousin had this for the wedding, and I go, oh my goodness, she's gonna know that we know what it tastes like. I'm like, but years ago. So anyway, the whole thing was really funny because at the end of it, she was just like, yeah, just like to simple it down. And so you just go into a bakery and you see the one in like a shelf that's already made. You just say, can I get that one? Like there's no custom, like there's nothing that she needs to do on, like we did not need that meeting, you know?
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. Like, are you and Jilla have, and later this week we have some more taste testing. Do you have any food taste testing?
We only did like our meal.
Yeah.
Food testing, but there wasn't anything. Did I just touch your foot again?
You keep on touching my feet, dude.
Bro, your feet are like super far out.
No, I just moved them. Have you done any taste testing?
We only did like our food. We didn't do anything with dessert.
Yeah, that's still fun though. What did you have a funny story with that?
There was nothing like crazy with that story that we had.
Yeah, if you don't mind me sharing.
No, go ahead.
So like first of all, I advise anyone that's like engaged to get married, like have fun with your taste testing. Like just do it, sign up for places, even if it's like a little price. It's just funny. There's one place that we went to that was literally like, so our wedding is pretty far out from other people. Like it's out like kind of middle of nowhere. And so you have to look for venues or restaurants or areas around that area to help you out. So every place we're at, it's like small towns. So we went to like a local grocery store. Just like a local grocery store. They set up like a fold-up table over in the section where like there's no one at, and we sat down and they brought out food for us to eat. And it was like a lot of like breakfast food and stuff. Dude, it wasn't even that good. But like we're like eating it, we're making fun. We ate all like desserts and stuff like that, and we were just like laughing the whole time. Like what do we like? We're like there's people shopping.
Are you serious?
Right, like behind us, shopping, and we're just sitting at a folding table, fold up chairs.
Is it just you and Kenzie?
Yeah, just me and Kenzie across from each other like this, and like there's people like literally shopping around us, and we're like eating. Now they have us tucked to the side.
Yeah.
But like there's like people could like there's like meat to the right of us or something.
Yeah.
The meat was really good there.
Was it?
Meat was really, really good there. But the eggs were trash and everything wasn't that good. But I would advise like go have fun with the food taste testing. And then after that we went to this other place and we had more so of a dinner. We didn't do like taste testing, but we had the dinner at the place we wanted.
Yeah.
So we got different stuff and then they talked to us and everything like that. And then I think we're doing some more dessert stuff. But it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun like to do those things. Like planning a wedding, it comes with a lot of stress. You can ask Kenzie; she knows much more about that side than me. But it's a lot of fun, those little things.
Yeah, and it's also very exciting too to know that on the day all that stuff is gonna come. Because I don't even remember what I ate. I don't even remember what it tastes like. But on the wedding day, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what I.
Oh, your what you've taste tested?
Yeah, dude, this room is so exposing. It's insane.
Yeah, but they can't see us.
They can't see us?
No, it's like it's like mirrored.
Imagine, dude. I heard that there was a bird in here that was like pecking.
No, yeah, it was right there. And
did you get scared?
No, because there's a wall.
Do you think that helped your fear?
No, because he was literally trying to eat the wall, the mirror, the glass.
Well, it probably was like kind of.
If you think about it, so that window is mirrored.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So is it like trying to eat
maybe
itself?
It had something in its beak.
Maybe if I was like another, like, oh, that's a good looking bird.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It's kind of weird, but
birds kiss each other.
I don't know. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The whole fact, but
just reminiscent to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
But do you think in marriage, let's just jump right into
I was
marriage.
actually on a run.
On a run with what?
I was on a run. I
Yeah.
went on a run, and as I was running, I was thinking about growth within the community.
Where are you? and what do you mean by that?
No, this is actually a side note.
What do you mean
on the real? I actually run
I'm
some by
ready.
you. I even tried. That wasn't even intended. I was on a run.
Oh, I see what you did there.
And I was thinking, about how people like move for their church.
Move for the church?
Yeah, move
Yeah.
for their church. So
Yeah.
their church is here, and people tend to. Jamie,
I'm sorry.
people tend to move. What are you doing? Are you writing
I'm
that?
reading.
Don't write that down.
I'm not
Don't write
writing
down
that
what I
down.
just said. Are you delete that? Wait, stop writing down what I'm saying. So people move for their church.
Yeah.
What are you actually doing?
Dude,
You're
can
not
I
even
do my
doing
thing?
anything.
I
You're not
am
even
doing my
doing
thing. I'm
Okay,
listening to you.
But I'm trying to talk to you, and that's distracting. I feel like
Okay.
you're not listening to me.
Well, I'm not
So
skilled enough to.
people move for their church oftentimes. Okay, so like,
Just like, I didn't even know what I was
Okay.
saying. I'm listening to you.
so people move for. I've repeated that same sentence.
I know. What?
I'm done. You know what I was saying. And I wonder if the community, like a small town or even a city, can track their like growth of population based off on like a church's like surgeons. I don't know. That's not the word. Arrival. And if the church growth can relate to community growth. Okay.
Okay. I
You see
hear
what I'm
you're
saying?
Yeah.
So, if that's a thing, it would then make me think about if a community, like the town board or whatever, or like I don't know, the management of the community.
No.
Guys, I think a bird is
Stinking
knocking,
way.
but it'd be back behind that thing. So I think if a community board knew about this,
What are the chances? Okay,
I
I'm
know.
locked in.
if
Yeah.
a community board knew about this, and they want the community to grow for the better, because you think about it, a church, you have people that are willing to serve the community,
Yeah.
that people that are under the guidance of a good moral life and treat others the way you want to be treated and help people.
Yeah.
Don't you think a community board would then try to incentivize churches to flourish then within their community?
Yeah. Like I can think by the way, I think that was the bird. I think I see what you're saying. So sorry, keep going.
So like maybe the way they would incentivize is by, certain kind of financial breaks, maybe some opportunities within the community, grounds to put on events for like free, or maybe they help with marketing.
Like you're saying the church community or the
Like the town
community.
that
I
you
see what
live
you're
in.
saying. Yeah. And then you're saying in doing that, it could build more of like a stronger bond or build a bigger community where it's like the town like is like, all right, hey, because you did this, you played music for the community, here's lower taxes or something like that.
Yeah. So kind of not even just that, but like because church brings in the type of people that are morally sound, that they want a safe community, that like help others, and I just think, and this is like a random running thought of like, because I know from my past experiences that people move for churches, they
Yeah.
like move towards their church, and I was even thinking how recent like with our church that the people within the past years have moved out here. And I go, like I wonder if like the community can somehow track like church growth with community growth, like a town's like populational growth,
Ah, I see. Yeah, okay. I
and
locked
then
in.
somehow incentivize churches or put churches in a spot where they can flourish
Yeah.
within the community, so they can bring good sounding, morally sounded people to the community for a good community, a safe community, a loving community, a caring community, helping community. That does that will then go into the businesses, go into the restaurants, go into all that stuff. If they somehow like hey, let's help you
Yeah.
in their own efforts to I don't know. That's just like a random thought.
No, that's actually so interesting because I think if they do put that as their forefront of their mind, it can truly like, oh, going into McGuanago, they see all these churches, right? But like you putting them in front of like this is like what we're about. Here's like some like churches is like the forefront, and then they see that I think that would influence more people that, you know, believe in that. Like kind of like what you were talking about, where it's like comes with that sound mind, with morals, with respect, with all this stuff. Instead of it just being just like another town. It's like, no, this town is we're a God fearing town. And so you can like come in and have fun and like just enjoy your time and stuff like that. But like our like churches are just around. Like that's like the main. I think I'm understanding, but I think I'm reverbalizing it and then it's not making sense. But I'm like with you.
Yeah, our community, this place where we live, has a bunch of churches.
Yeah.
You know, and then the community that we live within, out in Omaha, Nebraska.
Mm.
Is that a city in Nebraska?
Yeah.
You know for sure?
Yeah.
Really?
Jess
Okay,
used
I'm
to
good.
live there.
Huh?
Jess used to live there. My Aunt Jess.
That's why I said it. Okay.
Words association's crazy.
Yeah. So in that community, we have a lot of churches. And if you think about it, our community is known to be a great school district community,
Mm-hmm.
a great safe community. We know people that like literally, I'm not even going to say it for the people out watching, but like they leave things unlocked.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And by the way, all my stuff is locked. Everything I'm associated is locked. Just want to put that out there. But, there's all the churches are rampant throughout this community. And it's like, that's got to lead to a place of like the kind of businesses we have, the kind of people we have, the kind of community we have. Like obviously we're farther away from like a main city,
Mm-hmm.
but the type of people within the community, like how low does poverty line go here?
I bet you could even ask anyone on the streets of this town and be like, "Hey, do you go to church?" I guarantee.
Oh yeah,
there's like probably like.
I'd guarantee it'd be
like 80.
I would say 80+%.
Yeah, because I think, and that's just because of how many people. And dude, I can't even tell you. Yes, we're a small town, but I can't even tell you if I ever gotten road rage before or like seen road rage before in this town. I haven't even seen like destruction or destructive behavior, and that could lead to the fact of, because this town is just like surrounded by churches.
Yeah.
That's what it draws it in.
Yeah, and it could be just the fact that it's a small town, but like I just feel like there's something that you can maybe associate with church, and then also it then goes ties to the thing of.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Of, like, I think God has favor on churches. Like, that's what he wants. And I look at it like a map where it's like he sees like different parts of the map glowing, and that's like where the church is. That, like, he abides within.
Yeah.
And so it's like he wants that area to be good and beneficial and flourish.
I just heard a quote that I was like, whoa, I didn't even think about that. So like so there's so many stories in the Bible where if you're on God's side, you're gonna win, you're gonna destroy. But if you're not, then you're against God, and then you're not winning. You're not gonna win at anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually just heard this. He's like talking about his family, and he's like, I didn't realize that I would walk into a building or walk into a new business. He was like a business owner that would like help businesses grow, and he's like, I didn't realize the importance of reminding a company that you're on God's team, you're on God's side, and like reminding them that you talk to him, you talk to God. Yes, we talk in this board, we talk in this team, but we fear God. We don't fear man. And he started like doing that, and what he realized is like businesses started to flourish a little bit higher than what they usually did. And he was like, people forget whose side they're on, even though they might not verbalize it, because they don't verbalize it, they almost like don't remember that, oh wait, I am gonna win because I'm on God's side. Or this company that we're going through, we're selling tissue. Let's just remind ourselves that we fear God. And then they saw like increases and stuff like that, which is just crazy. And so I remind myself, I'm like, wait a second, this is a bad day, but I'm on God's side, so he's gonna fight for me. So I started thinking about that, but then that reminds me of like what you're talking about with like seeing the glowing globe and like, oh my goodness, this is the town.
Yeah, I think there is like anointing or like his spirit within the community that the church is planted in,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So, no, I don't know. That was like a thought I had while running.
Yeah.
And like I would want to like approach the town village board and be like, "Hey, have you ever
Yeah.
and they're like, have you ever checked out our church? Help us flourish?" I don't know. It's an idea or thought.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of thoughts happen when running.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually ran. So I tried to run your pace a couple days ago.
Oh, really?
No, one day. I tried to run your pace at 8 minutes. Sorry, your slower pace at 8 minutes. So I tried it. Dude, I only lasted, I think, 0.89. And I needed
Really?
to slow down.
Were you on a treadmill or are you running
No,
outside?
I was running outside.
Really? How'd you track that you were at? Oh, it shows like what pace you're at?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I don't look while running.
You don't look? Well, I was
No.
like, I was running. I'm like, dude, I'm going kind of fast.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I must be at like 7. Looked and it was like 8 or 8.04. I was like, what?
That's funny.
What? And so I'm like going, I go, oh wait, Braden runs at this pace. And I'm like, then, so this is actually crazy. We could even get into this, but I realized how important how important your cardiovascular system is.
Yeah.
Because I just walk. That's all I do.
Which is, by the way, very
yeah,
good.
which is great.
Very, very, very good. I walked
But
last night.
there's a huge difference between walking and running. And in my head, I'm like, dude, I've been walking so many miles. So I must be able to run at least 11.
Yeah, I don't know if it
I'm
correlates
going.
like
It
that.
does. It does. So I'm starting to like run, and I'm like, dude, my heart's pounding, bro. Like literally, I was like on the verge of saying, dude, I'm unathletic. Like my heart was hurting, and I'm like,
You're
I'm
going
like,
so fast.
well, yeah,
What zone were you in?
bro, probably the 10, bro. Like I was like, my heart rate was going crazy. I think
Yeah.
I hit like 180 something. It wasn't probably that crazy. Now after that reaction, it probably wasn't that crazy. I definitely hit 164.
Okay, that's.
I don't know if
you're-
that was my highest.
No, you're working out. Yeah.
I was definitely jogging at that point where I was
Yeah.
able to see because when you're
Yeah.
running.
Yeah, I can't.
But I was like trying to crush it. And my motivation was my sister-in-law was getting baptized. So I was like, oh,
you had to make it in
so I
time?
got to make it in time. And so you know that I've struggled with shin splints.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm hauling. I'm going, dude. And I
You
like,
ran here?
yeah, and like and I take the shortest route. No, not the shortest route. I don't take the park.
Yeah. Okay.
I take the I
Yeah,
go
yeah, I get what
over
you're
the
saying.
railroads. So I'm like I'm going for it. And it started to come to a point where I'm like, dude, this hurts. Like not only is this hurting, but this is hurting and so is my shin splints. And I'm like going and I'm like down a hill too. And I'm like, bro, this should be like easy.
Yeah.
And I'm just going, I'm going. I'm like losing pace.
Yeah.
And the wind is against me.
Yeah. Wind is, dude.
I didn't realize that was
No,
such
it's
a big
huge
factor.
thing. It's so annoying to run when it's windy.
Yeah. And I didn't realize and it like almost made me feel like I wasn't getting anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, bro, this better not mess up my pace. So I picked it up.
Yeah, that's good.
And it got to the point where I was like, I need to walk. So
Just slow down. You don't need to walk.
No,
Just
no,
slow
I
down.
needed to walk. I needed to walk. It was starting to hurt that bad, dude. I needed to. So I'm like, I get to like that. I get to that police station, and like you know, like the
Yeah.
grass.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm walking that junk. So I'm like going. I'm like, and like, dude, I'm like hurting, and
Yeah.
like each ridge is like stretching it a
Yeah.
little bit more, and like, dude, this stinks. And then I'm like walking across the bridge. I go, oh, I'll walk when I get there. And I'm still walking.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll start. Oh, sorry. I'll just start jogging when I get there. I'll start jogging when I get there. And then I get a call from Jayla in my headphones. I go, shoot. I gotta pick it. I gotta pick it up again, dude. I'm hauling again.
Yeah.
And there's a guy, and dude, you know you're a heavy runner when you can feel your earlobes like go.
Yeah.
So like literally, this guy was walking in front of me, and I was like, he surely can't hear me. I might even need to walk in the grass or run in the grass. And dude, I'm like a block away from him,
Yeah.
and he heard me. He turned around. You shouldn't hear
He's
people.
like,
Yeah, and so like, I like kept running, And he smiled at me, and I was like, bro, I probably sound. And I was too insecure to pull out my earbuds just to hear me go.
Did you do one of those things where you're like,
No, dude, I couldn't anymore. At this point, I'm hurting too much.
Yeah.
He is gotta know that I'm in pain and stuff like that. So, anyways, I get to the point where I'm like, I see our church, and I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And then I see Lincoln, my little brother, come out, and he sprints at me. He goes, I'm so much faster than you. I'm like, you are today, dude. I'm not racing you. He's like, let's race. I'm like, bro, are you kidding me? This is not the day to do that.
Yeah.
And so like I'm like going, and I tried, okay, but I like tried for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I realized I'm not beating this guy.
Yeah.
I'm beating this 9-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And because there's like up a hill, and
Yeah.
immediately that's the only thing I could see was up the hill.
Yeah.
Up the little slant, because all I'm thinking is my shin splints getting stretched
Yeah.
out. So I'm gonna go, and so like I'm like trying to fake it. I'm like, oh, you want to go now? And by the way, his music is still playing, so I'm like yelling at him. Like Jayla said something to me,
Yeah.
like, hey, whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'll raise you. And then he takes off. And I'm like, oh my word. So, needless to say, I tried to run and I couldn't. So I just kept jogging. Then I get to it and everyone's like, oh, it's so good at what? Oh, we've been waiting for you. And dude, I'm like trying to hold my breath.
Yeah.
I'm like, and like, I'm like sweating
Yeah.
so bad. And I'm wearing this thick sweatshirt. And I didn't want to take it off because I'm wearing a gray shirt.
Yeah.
And if you know me, I sweat through gray shirts. I'm turning black.
Yeah.
And so I take them off, and immediately everyone's like, oh, did it rain?
funny.
Your cardiovascular system needs to be locked in.
Yeah. Did what was the distance?
It was it was about like a mile. It was only a mile point. I think I took a lot of shortcuts, dude. I took so many shortcuts, dude. I was tempted to run through the marsh. I was like, if I go straight here, I could make it.
Yeah.
And I looked down, I'm at like a mile point two or something like that. And so I think I think I landed at like a mile point 7.5 or something like that. So not even 2 miles.
1.75 miles.
Yeah, so
That's not bad.
my average my average pace. So it doesn't calculate just 1 mile and then gives you your split. Which I wish it did that. But my average pace was 12 minutes. And someone was like, what's your pace? Didn't want to tell her. Because I told him I was going to be here at this time. I was like, oh, dude, I
Did you
could
make
run
it
that.
in time though?
I was late.
Oh.
I was late. And they were waiting for me too.
That's funny.
So I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. While I'm like trying to breathe.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, the thing is though, everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, but don't try that hard though.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
But then I realized, you know those guys that like run and you go, that's no way, that's their pace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone probably thought of that. And then they saw me walking. I
no,
do it.
Dude, I literally, so I'm training for a marathon. Bro, I saw this Instagram thing. It's hilarious. They go, yeah, all your friends hearing how you're running all these miles, 10, 15 miles, like a day, working out, lifting weights, doing all this stuff for training for this man. They think you're a top level athlete. And then you finish 7,833 behind like 65-year-old guy in a marathon.
Yeah.
I was just like, bro, that's so true. Because like right now you're like, oh, like you run this fast. I'm like, yeah. But then I'm like thinking, the Boston Marathon, there's a guy that ran like a sub. Like there's a guy that ran like a 2 hour and 4 minute marathon.
Which is how many?
I don't even like sprinting. I think it's sprinting pace. I don't even know.
Well, what would that?
Look it up.
What would that pace be?
Look up Boston Marathon. Look up the 2 hour marathon.
2 hours.
Well, I was looking this up. Yeah, there's this guy, Boston Marathon. I think just recently he ran like a 2:04.
Yeah.
Well, is that 2:04?
Yeah.
Wow, I got that right. You say pace per mile or minute per mile.
Yeah, he ran a 2 point. Dude, he would have lapped me.
Dude, so what is it?
So this guy, he ran under. It was 2.4.
This guy was.
Yeah, 2.4, and he ran a 4 minute and 34 second
minute per mile. Average.
which is
So that means he averaged 4 minutes and 34 seconds per mile. There's people that train. Like I can't even get a sub. I mean, I haven't tried for. Okay, so like my PR was like a unofficial PR. So
Yeah.
5:52.
wow.
That's one. Imagine for 26.2 miles running at a 4 minute and 34 second pace. People can't even hit a 5 minute mile,
That's insane, dude.
right?
I wonder what it'd be like.
You're sprinting.
But how do you do that?
So there are different things to it. Like look up how tall he was.
Dude, there's a guy who did it
In
in
2 hours.
2025.
Yeah, an hour and 59 minutes, right? Someone broke a sub 2 hour marathon.
Oh my goodness.
Look up sub 2 hour marathon. But with that, okay, so we're getting into this. The takeaway for the people who are listening that are like, oh, how does this apply to me? You want to work on your heart health. And we're doing that is working on your cardiovascular system, which is your heart, your lungs. And you do that through cardio exercises, if that's running, if that's walking. A great thing for anyone that's just wanting to start off, like a great thing to do, like the best thing to do if you're not like trying to run, is go on a treadmill, walk, put a slight incline up. Walk at a solid pace. Just do that. Do it for at least 20 minutes. That'll be roughly around like a mile, depending on how fast you're going. So do that. And then if you start adding a weighted vest, that helps as well. But there's a lot of different things you can do for cardio. I would say that's one of the best things to do for anyone. Literally at night, last night at like 11 o'clock at night, I went, like at 10:30, I went on like a 2-mile walk, which was a lot of fun. I was listening to a podcast.
Okay, I got it.
Wait, hold on a second.
Okay.
Swimming is great. Running is great. Biking is great. It's very leisure. These are all like leisure activities that can still work on your heart health. Anything that kind of sparks the heart rate. If you like skateboarding, that's something. If you like scootering, that's something. If you like rollerblading, that's something. Skiing, that's something. You wanna push the endurance. Okay.
Oh wow. Wow. Okay, so this guy. His name is Kelvin Kipton.
Yep.
He is 5'11".
Yeah. Is this guy that
100
ran sub 2 hour?
So actually, apparently he holds the record, and it's 2 hours.
Yeah, so he hit 2 hours.
Yeah. So he holds the record.
Just recently happened, right?
Yeah,
it was like
2023
Yeah.
in the Chicago Marathon.
Yep.
He weighs 143
pounds.
pounds.
Yeah, he's light.
Holy smokes.
So people that do this, they're pretty light because the heavier you are,
Yeah.
that's more you have to carry.
Holy smokes.
So that's why it's like you want to be light when you're running stuff like that. All right, and then what else?
No,
you find?
the-
So
oh,
5:11.
yeah.
Figure out his pace. So it'd be like a 4. It'd be right above 4 minute, right?
4 minutes and 35 seconds per mile. That's the current fastest right now.
Wait a second. So that's a 2 hour marathon.
Yeah.
So the other guy ran a 2:04,
Yeah.
and he ran a 4 minute and 34 second minute per mile.
Let me just see this real quick.
Unless you were looking up the same guy on accident.
Maybe I was looking up the same guy.
Anyway, so
I was looking up the same guy in accident.
So that's fine. Still 4 minutes 34 seconds per mile. That's insane. The other guy probably did a 5 something.
Yeah.
All right. So with that though, so he's 5'11".
5'11", yeah.
Okay. So he probably has a small torso, maybe.
It looks
I'm guessing.
well,
I'm
I
like
don't wanna-
guessing.
Yeah.
Anyways, the reason why I say that is because he has probably long legs, so he can cover a good amount of distance.
Yeah.
So like, one thing that helps him out is just how light he is.
Yeah.
Another one is his legs are probably good size, like a good length, so he can cover distance and keep that, and then do like. And where's he from? Kenya?
Yeah, it seems like he's from Kenya.
He's somewhere from.
Yeah, Kenyan.
He's Kenyan.
Yeah.
Boom. So all those guys, they train in a lot of elevation, and like they do. It's just crazy. That
Yeah.
stuff is crazy. Like 2
Yeah,
hours,
Kenya. Bro, we could have met this guy and we didn't even know.
and we didn't even know. It's crazy.
Man, that's fast.
Yeah.
I got some work to do.
Yeah. So anyway, I would say that's BC Procast, episode 77. Like, subscribe. I hope you took some stuff away. We talked about numerous things, but I think it was enjoyable. It was fun. Make sure you comment down how fast you can run a mile. Comment down. What's the other thing they should comment down? What kind of food you want at your wedding?
Oh, that's good.
That's good.
That's good.
Make sure you pray today. Make sure you read your Bible. This is BC Procast, and we fueled your curiosity. Peace.